Pavada, Ariguta una shavada, Atentiwe, Wandada, Unondizora kunge maragada, Diwe my humani. Pavada, Variguta una shavada, Diwe Wandada, I'm gonna love you non-stop, Diwe my humani. Kanaguda, he say, Jema, I want that Jema. I know the bad is a nigga fema. Who am I this
Greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to earGROUND, your voices amplified. My name is Plot Mhako. Welcome to the program that gives you some of the amazing talents from Zimbabwe. And today at the province, it's such an honor to have two artists in the house. Artists that are riding on the wave of their big hit, MHOSVA. But we're going to talk more about the hit. We're going to talk also about what they're up to musically. I'm going to be speaking to Qounfuzed and Cindy Munyavi. Greetings.
Hi, Plot. How are you?
I'm good. I decided to start. Hi, Qounfuzed. What's up, man?
I'm okay. Sorry, I think network and room got dark area. I don't know.
No, it's fine, man. Okay, great. So I don't know Ndotangachi, Ndoti honor ladies first.
That's fine.
Great. Okay, cool. Cindy Munyavi.
Yes, Lord.
You've been in the music scene for more than 2 decades. I remember the first time I knew you was in 2007, but you've already been making songs. So many hits to your name, and you still continue to make music. What has been the journey like?
It's been an amazing journey. I wouldn't trade it for the world. We started making music, Chirima teenagers. You know, I get shocked when these days people say, "Oh, Ningi came on, they're so young," and I'm thinking, during our time, everyone was young. It was like.
How old were you then?
I started at 18. And I had an album by the time I was 19. Was already doing live shows, already, getting on the road. Tiri that young, everyone was young. Take 5 was young. He was a teenager. Rocky was producing. He was a teenager. We're all little people. And I think that's the part of the story that is not told about urban music, that it was pioneered mainly by a bunch of teenagers. It was people who were mostly between the ages of 16 and maybe 22. Mm-hmm. And that was literally the whole urban industry then. So doing this, going through my teens, getting into my 20s, and now in my 30s, and I'm still, in the industry. I guess it's been an amazing journey. I've learned a lot. I've learned to celebrate my victories, and I've learned to count my losses.
Great. You have learned to celebrate your victories. You've learned to calculate your losses. We're going to get more into that detail. I'll switch over to Qounfuzed. Qounfuzed, I remember reminding you this. So the first time I saw you was on TV, youth.com or YGT. And that was actually before Zimdanso blew up.
Yeah.
I started doing music. And you have been in the music before Zimdanso. You got into Zimdanso. You made several hits. Now past Zimdanso, you have stood the test of time. Take us through that journey.
Okay. For me, I started Ndiligo High School, I think around 2009. Makuarenda ndibonda mangani shangu. But tatina na T-Gons back then, like, because we were actually in the same class. So that's when I started recording professionally back then. But Taita hip hop, like, we were both doing rap. I was rapping. But then obviously, Cindy. I remember like the first Urombo, I was actually there, but I got record when I seen in T-Gons. I just but 2009, 2010, somewhere there. And
It was 2011.
20, was it
Yes.
2011? No. It can't be 2011. The first one, first one. Because
Yes.
Really?
Okay, so it should be between 2010 and 2011.
2010, 2011, yeah, maybe somewhere
Yeah.
there. Because, yeah. Then after that, ndakazofila unge hip hop yanga isiri yangu shekudaro, because I met this producer in the Gunweed, then akaita kangondichinja. He was into dancehall. So that's when I started doing dancehall. We were just doing dancehall, started on the Zim dancehall that time. But in the pakatanga futi kuda dancehall. And 2013 nobadakazosangana na fashion sport, and we did the Zimbo Flavor Rhythm, and that song became like my biggest hit, around that time. But umashuro unanambo emba anguna nastana like Chibubu. I had done Chibububu, and I had also done a song ya Enzi Baby It's Raining, Pandaka feature Bev, on the video. So from time Yogozoshika now, I've just been doing a Zim dance, and I can just say kuti ndine sound rangu randakazongokwanisawo kuona unge ndora ndiri flexible naro, with experience unenge wakutsvaga zvinhu zvaunonyatsogona, unenge wamboita zvese. So yeah, I can just say ndo pandave right now. That's where I'm right now.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll ask this question to both of you, and then we move to the current chapter. What has kept you going for so many years and still today you have not given up? Because I know so many artists have come and gone. Some are parada. Actually gave up on music, but you guys never stopped. Despite the challenges that you faced along the way, you still continue to push and make music. And despite leaving the country, you still make music. Cindy, what has kept you this long?
The passion. First of all, the passion has kept me going. The response and the support from the people has really kept me going. I get a lot of inspirational messages from people on a daily. Even Pandandi Suku released some music for the past year and a half. People have just been saying on my page every day, we need new music, we need new music, we need new music. And it's that obligation to my fans that has kept me going. And also being surrounded by the right people, got people like Bryce on my back, who are there to motivate, even when sometimes, the industry can be tiring sometimes, but, it's the fans, the people that surround me, and above all else, the passion for music. I feel Zimbabweans are some of the most talented people in the whole of Africa, and I feel like, the world is yet to see us. And until that happens, we're not giving up.
Wow. I'll ask the same also to Qounfuzed. You have stood the test of time.
Well, yeah, I think I would just say it's most of Zatara Cindy. It's the passion, and obviously people. Like, I feel like I owe it to my fans, people who listen to my music, who have been there and who have been asking for like more music. And it's just in me, like making music, no matter how much sometimes I try, because sometimes no feel longe so balance, in terms of kudzoka kwe malosses ako unenge waita, but the fact that you're passionate about it, because music actually really addictive as well. So those who motivate or to rambo uchenda, because you just want to every time you've got new ideas, you wanna do new things, because already there are people who so be it a video, be it a song, you're also curious to see kuti vanhu vachachitambira sei chinhu chacho. So that's what keeps me going, to be honest.
Wow, that is great. There are a lot of comments that are coming through from different people. People are loving MHOSVA,
Yeah,
and
just yeah.
I think they are itching to hear more about MHOSVA. But before we get to MHOSVA, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to
Thank you.
samples just for 30 seconds each. I'll start off with my favorite song from Cindy. I'm just going to pick this.
Yeah. Red Rice Nation.
Ayo, Cindy.
Clap for my baby. Clap for my baby. Clap, baby. For my baby. Ooh. Oh, my baby. Yeah. Baby, wait. You bring everything nice. I'd say yes to you twice, baby. Wait. You got me running around. You got me out of my mind, baby. Wait. You bring everything nice. I'd say yes to you twice, baby. Wait. You got me running around. You got me out of my mind, baby. Pese pa no texta. Un level.
Patanga kurira kamariro kachuka wangita kwita kunga uri kuchkoka tiani kwa kukoka slow.
So welcome back. I just wanted to give you a bit of the magic that these two artists have been making for some time. And I picked two of my favorite songs from both artists. I wanted to ask a question before we go to MHOSVA. When you're watching some of the songs, you're going through your catalog, what feeling do you get? Do you get a feeling of accomplishment? Are you happy with how far you've gone so far?
It's difficult for me to judge myself. I can assure you, sometimes I literally just wait for people's reaction because I'm a little critical of myself. Like I'm very hard to please, and I thank God my fans are not like me. Because if they were, we wouldn't go anywhere. So I just make music from a point of passion, and just like Munaninga Nyora an exam, I wait for the adjudicator to give me the results, and I thrive on those results.
Qounfuzed. Last year you had one of the biggest hits, you had one of the biggest songs, and I can think of a situation whereby there are artists that are back home that are trying to occupy the same space, but you're still being able to balance your music, getting your music back home, and still people vibing to it. How did you feel with the response that you got from 9?
Okay. Well, I can safely say I think I was one of the luckiest people around that time, because obviously that was during the whole pandemic period where most artists were not really able to record or to do much. But myself, obviously, I do have my own like recording studio. So the whole thing, I just feel like, zvanga zviri zvakarongwa naMwari, and it made me feel more appreciated, because like a lot of people that had kind of forgotten about me or given up, vakatanga ku appreciate, or vamwe vakatanga remember kuti mukomana tinomuziva and whatnot, because like I've been making music, but imwe yacho inge isinganyatsosvike pakasvika 9. So it did open a few doors as well, like like people kukudzosera value yako as an artist, because like that's one of my biggest challenges atinosangana nawo mu-industry, yekukanganikwa nevanhu and stuff. So the 9 yakaita kuti vanhu vazive kuti tichiriko, and we were still singing, because there's always that talk of ningapera, of which it's not really kuti munhu asisina zvekuimba, but it's more to do with probably exposure, or kuti tingati chii, it's more to do with kusateererwa. You might be making music but isiri kunyatsosvika kune vanhu, kwete vamwe vanenge vane ma-opportunities or ekukwanisa kupushwa nevanhu vacho vanenge vari kuteererwa, kunzi like let's say pane certain organization inopusha ma-musicians, kana usiri kutambira ikoko your music inogona kungotsakatsika. So saka 9 wondongofila kuti Mwari vakakwanisa kundibatsira, zvakandivhurira kuti madoor. Saka now it's up to me to actually try to maintain that kawave kako, kuti takakwanisa kukatakura futi muna 2021 izvinezvi, tinogona togodera something, panogona kuda something.
Oh, great. Panotaura kuti ningapera, do you have a current search, and how do you feel as an artist?
Well, sorry, is that mine or is that
okay?
Both.
You can start and then Cindy.
Okay. Well, in India, I've been facing that since 2016. Pandaka itongenda easy. Obviously, like mangwanengari my personal, like ngati my family affairs. I get no gonna tumbo sa concentrate in the music. But obviously, people always expect you to be doing music, because it's like when you become a musician or tangozikanwa, people just want music from you and nothing else, because ndozo vanokuziva nazvo. So pakazoyawo my personal life mako, things that we go through as human beings, apart from kuti ndiri musician kana handisi, it's not always easy to like explain to the world that okay, I'm going through this, like music pamwe takumbofana wamboisa pahold. So obviously, yeah, I've been told ndapera for the longest time. Pekutanga ndaimbotry kuzvidefenda up until ndazongotanga kuzviaccept, because I got to understand, what people will be trying to say kana vachita wapera, because like they expect you to be like isusu kwedu kuzimdance, so people expect you to be on every rhythm, but of which inini as a musician then feel kuti ndakudombo itawo zvangu ndakazvimiririra. Saka my challenges ndeyekuti zvinogona kusazonzwikwa, because emaridhim anogona kunge ane mochi kapushi kupfuura iwewe as an individual artist. So yeah, I've been told ndapera, but I just had to prove what I'm wrong. Yeah.
Wow, great. Cindy apera Cindy.
Takatanga kupera after first album. It's a narrative ratane more than 10 years. 10 years takangopera sha. And the narrative yo ndakatoitambira plot kuti ndakatopera. But ndinongotaura kuti dai ndaiziva kuti kupera kuchadai, so ndakapera kudhara. Ndaiziva kuti kupera kunofaya, so ndakapera sooner. That's always my comeback for someone who says wapera. Ndongomudza kuti dai ndaiziva kuti kupera kunonaka kudai, so Lakapera kare. So that's just how I, take that criticism lightheartedly. On top of what Qounfuzed has said, I'm also a marketing professional, so I know every product has a life cycle. You have your introduction, you have your peak, and then you get to the decline stage, and then there are tools you can use to reintroduce the same product into the market, maybe in a different way. There are ways of cashing in on a product that's declining, and you can literally live those cycles several times. And a lot of artists go through that. As an artist, I think we have to equip ourselves mentally that the moment you have a massive hit, you're not always going to be at the peak of your career, because you are a product for consumption. People don't remain excited forever. People get fatigued. So you have to come up with means and ways and tools of reintroducing yourself into the market so that you have a longer shelf life. And also accept that people can actually really just move on, but you will always have those that you call your die-hard loyal fans who will love you till the end. So from a commercial perspective, you have to be a person who knows how to cash in on those temporary customers who are with you because you've got a hit song. You've got to know how to cash in on the permanent customers who will never leave you. Pane vanhu vekuti ukatovati kunde apera vanogona kutokurova because ivavo madiehard vanenge vari vashoma havo asi vari enough to sustain the artist. So you find that unfortunately our industry, when a person is not in hit, we don't have little programs that cater to artists that will pisa at that time, but I can't pisa before. For example, I've noticed in America, kune Masked Singer, kune Dancing with the Stars, kune ma concerts, kuita bring back old school music, etc. It's like their careers have a very long lifespan because they've got tools that help sustain mono kana apera. So kunoko, I just said to myself, you know what? I will give myself with all my heart to those who can accept me. I'll cash in on the customers that are there for the hit song. I'll cash in on the pace setters themselves because I've got those until I die. So I think the main thing is to mentally prepare yourself as an artist for that narrative to appear, because if you don't deal with that, pressure masong to pressure yakawanda. And chimwe chinorelieve pressure yekupera is kana uchinzi wapera dzimwe nguva zvinongoreva your state of affairs financially. Kana uri pa peak, please invest in mari iyoyo irambe ichiuya yakadaro. If you've got backup plans financially, then kupera akutomborwadza, unotopera wakarelaxa ende unongosina pressure. Saka kupera ndangochitambira kuti it's a Zimbabwean narrative tapera for the longest, but as long as kupera ikoko kusingawirirani ne-bank balance haisi nyaya. Kana vanhu vari kuramba vachitenga music takapera kudaro, I think chikuru chaicho chatakavinga is business. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. That is so great. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to ignore my comments before we get into MHOSVA, which is our main reason why we had to do this program. I'm just going to read a couple of comments. Cindy makes a valid point that is from Tapiwa Chino Waiter. Jez Didondada says, Cindy, you need to speak more. Thank you so much for saying that. And he also speaks about Qounfuzed. He says, keep on that fused vibes trajectory. Your break will come sooner than you expect. A shift is happening in Afro dancehall, soon taking over. And then Nitty Gritty says, I started knowing Qounfuzed with Chibu Bobo featuring Stana. I follow his. Nigel Msakwa says, Qounfuzed, drop one song. Enya says, okay, Cindy, Cindy Apere. And Qounfuzed, my guy. You know, there's so much reaction. People are loving you guys, and I bet they're happy with the collab that you've done. Take us through the collaboration. How did you guys get to a point of collaborating on a song?
Gentlemen, I'll let you speak first.
Okay. Well, Mosha, I can just say Mosha is song yakadiwa na Cindy. I always have my songs I think I'm going on the side that since I mentioned earlier Kuti, I've got a studio, so I'm always like recording. So Cindy nguwa yedu yokuita collab ingeyasvika, it's something chachane time, right? Ndakatombomuoffer Georgina akairamba. I don't know if you still remember. Yeah, she said she didn't like Georgina, and so she went for Mosha. And I don't know the other reasons, but I always wanted to work with Cindy Kubagudara Kandataura, like since I was still kuchikoro chaigo. So yeah, Cindy can actually tell us more about Mosha. Yeah.
Cindy,
Mosha spoke to me because I feel like people in our space, our love life is very, very complicated in that a lot of people cannot separate maybe Cindy the person and Cindy the artist. There's just no way I bring the artist home because the artist is Munaningar Kubasa. So kana vanhu vachiona mavideo atinogadzira nemastorylines atinoita, it's all make believe. It's meant to sell stories. So they take zvinhu izvozvo zvobva zvapersonalizwa, and then vanhu vobuilda macharacters mumusoro mavo about who you are. So you find kuti love life inonetsa kudarika the average person because tiri vanhu vemagidhari, and vanhu vemagidhari havana kukwana vanhu vemagidhari. There's just this narrative that we cannot shake off, like especially vaskana vemagidhari inzenza, and it takes a person getting to know you to realize but uyu atongoriwo munhu kubasa. And I feel like in Africa taticha embrace. So you find you get into a serious relationship, you start getting a lot of resistance, you start getting a lot of interference.
Yeah.
And danana nemunu becomes Mosha. So I explain hangu perspective ye artist, but zvinhu zvinoitika kuvanhu vakawanda kuti the moment people maybe get married or try to get married, pakumedla paya kudanana nemunhu wako because inoita Mosha, because maybe vanhu vanenge vane ma-expectations ekuti vada kuti udana nemunhu akadai, iwe wosarudza munhu akadai, wotanga kuita sei kupindira. So this is why when I heard demo ya Qounfuzed inoti uyai mundisungire Mosha yekuda munhu wangu, if loving you is a crime, then njeri nchatopenda mazi time.
Wow.
So it's basically something that I feel like it's a topic that speaks to a lot of people, because a lot of people have received opposition pakudanana kwao.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why the song spoke to me. I felt like when he gave me demo ye Georgina, I felt like okay, Georgina is more of a party Bawa song. Dandrim lockdown, Diddy stuck at home. I wanted to invoke some emotion. So not that it wasn't a great song, but I was just like, no, Iyo Mosha is the song.
But it's quite interesting, David Qounfuzed. Kuti, you had two songs, and both songs Georgina ended up featuring a holy Mosha also became a hit. Do you compose these songs?
Yeah, I do compose most of the time. That every opportunity I get, I'm just composing songs. That's why I said, Papa, it's an addiction. So sometimes you find yourself panjimbo isingatomboite, but you start thinking of a song idea, and so it becomes like a lifestyle, really. So I do compose songs. And I actually like the process as well. Kugadzira music, something that I actually enjoy doing. Yeah.
Wow. So much love that's coming from so many great friends. In love to all of you, and Kudama Pinde, the love that is coming from people is so much. This speaks to what you have said, Cindy, that if you've built a fan base, people that really believe in your music, no matter, I will not release a hit song, they will still love it. They will still appreciate, they will take time to listen to the song. I was going to try a hit and then next. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a snippet of MHOSVA and then we get to the last part of our conversation.
MHOSVA,
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 Cindy,
MHOSVA. Varikutaura zvavada atendiwe wandada unondidzora kunge maragada ndiwe mahumeni
avada varikuda ndiwe wandada and I love you non-stop ndiwe mahumeni
kana kuda munhu chiri chitema ise njema anondiparisa nekufema uya mundisunga nemhosva MHOSVA, MHOSVA yekuda munhu wangu yaya yerudo hondo yekuda munhu wangu kadakatanga zvikatanga sefani vamwe vacho maifarangawani asi zvachinja makuti injani unoda ndide ani ngava chirongo nditora zvavo vanondivharira imomo muchizarira pano panyika ndiwe wandinogarira ndiwe mahumeni ndofara uineni chimunhu changu chandinorwavira we children cannot spend the massive times nothing really matters in this world kana uzineni baby I love you mari yakakubiza pane yangu mbavhu akavenga bedzi ndozviitira gwabvu angoda kukutora ndozvidira mavhu uya mundisunga nemhosva MHOSVA yekuda munhu wangu hondo yekuda munhu wangu
takatanga kusina chatava nacho usina chekundipa kunze kwerudo tikabudirira kunze kwerudo vachataura vane godo vasingade kuona pane mufaro igere ndine chivimbo chivindi cha
So we are back. So many questions coming, asking how are you dealing with the situation of not being able to separate your social life and your personal life? Yeah, there is a question coming from Kuzai Nai Rusimu, and then I'll go back to my last questions for MHOSVA. I don't know when to start.
A lot of people are not able to separate the two issues, like I said, but I remember studying kutanga kuimba mai vangu pandakatanga kurira radio paradio ndakaona kunge ndandada kutopura musoro vakatongondudza kuti isha panapo ungori munhu anosika mandiro anomika anotsvaira ende kutiende kustudio kuti nditiri kukupa mari yebhasi so please chidzigamirei. My mom had a stern talk with me and she told me how your music is just a job. Saka daichese taida kuuya kuzoganza kumbaga nemabasa atinawo kudzoku, azvifai. She taught me how to remain grounded, to be myself at home and to separate the compliments maybe I'll be receiving out there and to even take the criticism and just know that it's my job. It's my job. I think zvakatinetsei because at the time, like I said, I was a teenager. So mwana akaita excited mukasamu kudzora mchana zvinonetsa. So I'm really able to separate the two. I really take my music seriously. For me, it's a job.
Great. I can imagine how many girls are like sliding into your DM and being a celebrity. How do you manage that, you know, to manage your personal life and your music and still balance and still being able to interact with people? I see you communicate a lot like with people online, which is a great thing. But how do you manage that?
Okay, inini with me, ndinozoedhera yandinoti like private life pamauya mataura mati personal nechine social, right?
Yeah.
So inini, I do have a social life, right? Then I do have like a private life yekuti there's certain things yekuti I just don't share with people, right? Because it's through like my experiences on in the past. So I kind of know, like, you know, when I don't have a problem with kutaura nevanhu vakawanda online. I used to be a certain person on this city, maybe because of kukura and stuff. So these days I don't really mind talking to people because ndine zvakawanda zvandakadzidza mu like makore esandaita music. So it's not really a challenge. Like, well, okay, I do get vaskana vanenge vachida kutaura neni and whatnot, but from experience, you kind of know how to handle those situations, you know. And kozoita zvinhu zvinenge, because chinonetsera vanhu, like what I've seen is like vasikana ivavo vatiri kutaura. Some will say, "Ah, tiri mafans ako tinokusapota," but sometimes it's not even that. Vanenge vane zvavanenge vachitodawo, saka vanogona kuisa in a place iri a bit, you know, iri a bit tricky yekuti okay, ukutraya kufadza munhu because ari kuti fan, but at the same time what they're asking for, what they want, you can't really give them that. So you kind of have to. Yeah. So situation yacho inogara ichinetsa zvayo, to be honest. Handingati ndine solution, but I try by all means to, you know, to separate. Yeah.
Wow, that is great. What are we expecting after this? What's next? Are we going to see a video coming through for Mosaic?
Okay. Yeah, we actually in the process of making the video. Mosha I was actually meant to come out in a video, but obviously nyaya yema lockdown chichi hatina kuzokwanisa kuita zvinhu in time, but gore rakutoita kunge rakupera, so takabva tangoti rega timbodonhedza single isina video. But initially we wanted to release the song with the visuals at the same time, because nowadays it makes more sense kubudisa chinhu chine visuals, but you know, because of the lockdown. So yeah, we are planning on releasing the video. Then it will plan kuramba tichingopusha chinhu kusvikira vanhu vanyazochitambira, because now I feel like vanhu vakuita get used to the song, getting used to the vibe. So we're gonna give it a bit more time kuti inyasopinde muvanhu, and you know, vakamirirawo video. Then after that tobudisa video.
Wow, that is great. That is great. How do you define the sound that you're making before I move to Cindy? Because I think you now have your own sound, you have your own style of singing. What only chin chako should be a bit different from what I could call Zim dance or urban grooves or hip hop or Afrobeat. How do you define the sound you're making?
Well, to be honest, inini sound rangu handingati ndinokwanisa kuripa any name yet, but it's a fusion of, I can't even say it's a fusion, ingori zvinenge zviripo. If you give me a hip hop beat, kana ndichikwanisa kupinda pariri nestyle yandiri flexible nayo, ndongopinda, because inini munhu anondiinspire ndimukoma Rockford, right? And what I learned from Rocky is that Rocky can rap, Rocky can sing, Rocky anogona kubuda achita danso. Saka inini ndo style rangu, though ku hip hop ndakazobva zvangu, but ndo that's my style. Like, andina ma limitations ekuti ndingati sound iri ndo rangu kana ndingati ndoimba afro chete kana ndoimba but I belong to, ndinozviti I belong to Zim dance because ndo yakandirera yakandisvitsa pandiri. Yeah.
Wow.
But when it comes to like the singing style, inongochinja. Like if you listen to MHOSVA, pane patinenge chitoimba chimurenga chaicho, like pane pandinoti ngachitongonisiye zvaunondizvarira iko muchizarira. That's more like a Thomas Mapfumo type of vibe on. So yeah.
Can you guys give us a snippet? Like, I don't know what part, but it'll be interesting to just hear a bit of MHOSVA from the two of you.
The Pavada hook. And
Okay.
then I do my part. Yeah.
Cool. Let me exit.
Pavada, varikutaura zvavada, hantindiwe wandada, unondidzora kunge marakada, ndiwe mayumeni.
Varikutaura zvavada, ndiwe wandada, I'm gonna love you non-stop, ndiwe mayumeni.
Kana kuda munhu chiri chitema, ndise njema, haiwa ndachema, anondifarise niye kufema, uya undisungene MHOSVA. MHOSVA yekudamu. Yeah.
Wow, that was super awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I really enjoyed speaking to you both, and keep on inspiring. What's your word to young people that are doing music right now? Imi makatanga music kusati kwane internet yakanyanyowanda. Like there was not so much of social media. A lot of things were still manual. Maenda nima cassettes, nima CDs to try and push music. So you saw the struggle. What would be your advice to the next generation and the current generation of artists from in Zimbabwe?
I think be patient. Be patient. Be consistent. Work hard. Guard your brand jealously. Once Mkoma Google testifies to certain things, they cannot be undone. We are in an era where your testimony belongs to Google. So you need to guard your brand jealously. And above all else, trust in God. If it's your destiny, no one can take it away from you.
Wow, that's powerful. Qounfuzed.
Sorry, Komando mrodi mudzaseme funzo wenyu futi. One more time.
No, it's fine. My question was to young people that are watching you, that grew up watching you, that are inspired by you, but they have the same path. What message would you give them? Nowadays, the internet, there's so much happening, that things are moving so fast, but you guys have not left the music space. What advice would you give to new artists?
Yeah, okay. I think firstly I would say kuva humble kunobhadhara. Just being a humble person, kuteerera, especially kuteerera vanhu vakafamba nzira yauri kuda kufamba nayo is very important, because you will unenge uchifamba une guided like footsteps. And yeah, zvataurwa naCindy, kutovawo consistent and being patient as well, because sometimes it's not easy. It's not an easy road. I know there are artists out there vanogona kungoti nhasi abuda akutozikanwa, and zvinogona kupa mumwe munhu kuti afunga kuti ko uyu abuda azikanwa wani in a short space of time. But if you are good, be patient. And isusu, like inini personally, I feel like last year was actually gore randakatanga kunyaso appreciatwa in the like over a decade and aimba.
Wow.
So that's that shows with the patience pays. So yeah, I think mirira nguva yako, then as well kukurumidza kukura musoro, like waita fame imwe challenge iyoyo, and zvinocosta zvisingaite, like when you become known uyotanga tofunga kuti wakura, you know, wakutozviona kunge hameno mbiri chinhu chinouya chichienda, but the time yaunenge unacho I feel like try to use it kuti chikubenefite. Pane zvakambotaurwa nanjadzi yangu Cindy kuti like music is like a stepping stone. You should use it kuti, you know, kuti uwane zvinhu nayo, kwete kuti uonererwe, you know, kuti I'm now famous and obva watanga kuona vanhu nge vasiri vanhu. So you should always try to be humble, you know, remain humble to your fans, you know, remember vanhu wakatanga navo, etc, vanhu vakakusupporta, and you know, all those things. I think those are really more important for my upcoming artists atiri kuona. And yeah.
Wow. Those are great words, and thank you so much for sharing so much wisdom, and also just giving us this opportunity to speak to you and hear your story, share the beautiful music. From my recent Chingo check, I think so far this is one of the most, if not the most played song right now. I checked it one time, radio stations, they were all playing these songs, which is really a great hope. It's going to continue getting the same kind of airplay and support back home. And thank you so much to everybody who's been watching. It's been awesome. It's been great. I really appreciate each one of you. And guys, keep supporting the artists. Subscribe their YouTube channels. Stream on all the Spotify, Deezer, iTunes. This is the real support that you can actually give artists. My love never likes ball, but I feel if they also be respected on the international space. So let's keep supporting local, supporting Zimbabwe music on the earGROUND. We keep doing that. And where we get things wrong, feel free, drop us suggestions. We're seeking to improve how we do our things and support artists. So until next, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you so much, Qounfuzed. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Plot, for your
amazing
platform and always supporting local music. I've known you forever.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, to be honest.
Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Anzina Lee Kampira, and I'm Soro Bangu. Thank you so much, Gospel DJ Unlocked. It's really nice to see you logged on and supporting local talent. It's been appreciated the show from start. And Madeke, Liwayo, thank you so much to attend. Ivy, Itai, we see you. It's Qounfuzed. They're loving the music. Itai, everyone. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna sign out with MHOSVA. But to listen to the whole track, you know where to find it. In the description, YouTube, go to Qounfuzed Official. You can find the music, and also Cindy Munyavi on the YouTube channel. You can find a catalog there. Until next time, out. This
unoidzora kunge maragada ndiwe mayumeni
Havada, varikutaura zvavada ndiwe wandada. I'm gonna love you non-stop ndiwe mai Oye modusungene Mosaic munhu wangu Nyarudo ihondo